Toronto's smart. I'll let that sink in and I'll have a little sip of my pop. Yeah, the Maple Leafs are smart. So, Calvin Pickard clears waivers today. Goes to the minors, at least is assigned by Vegas. Vegas flips Pickard to the Leafs for Tobias Lindberg, and I believe it's a 6th-round draft pick. So, here's why, and I'm going to explain something, because people are probably like, wait a minute, Toronto could have got him for free. True. But, if you pick a guy up on waivers, you have to keep him on your team or waive him again. He counts against your 23-man roster. Now, if you want to keep him on your team, then you have to waive somebody else. Send somebody else down. Vegas did the dirty work of waiving him. He passed through. Nobody wanted him. Which has to be extremely disheartening for Calvin Pickard. Here's a guy who was the first pick for the Vegas Golden Knights. The fans helped him design his mask. That's why I used a screenshot of that mask for the thumbnail last night for the video where I was talking about Pickard. I feel bad for the guy because he seemed very nice on social media. He seemed to be very excited about being a member of the Golden Knights. They had a Q&A on the Twitter account one night where he was in charge of it, and it was fun. There was a lot of really fun questions he answered, and he was really seemingly excited. Now he's with the Toronto Marlies. And from the sounds of it, the Leafs aren't calling him up. They're not getting rid of McElhinney. So here's what's going on. The Leafs have been caught with their pants down as recently as last year. Somebody gets hurt, and you got to call a guy up from the minors who's not ready. Antoine Bibeau being an example of that. Garrett Sparks being another example. You call guys up to play as your backup goalie or sometimes your starter because guys get hurt, and they're not ready to do it. So what the Leafs have done, which is smart, they've got a guy that they can leave in Toronto. They don't have to. There's no re-entry waivers. So every now and then I'll see people saying, wait, don't you have to put him on waivers again when you bring him back to the league? No. Coming out of the last lockout, that's gone. So Toronto can bring him up on an emergency basis if they need to, and then waive him again if that's depending on how long it's been since he was on waivers the first time. I believe it's 30 days before you'd have to put him on waivers again. So let's say, for instance, Freddie Anderson gets hurt tomorrow. They can call Pickard back up to play for a week or two and then send him back to the minors. It's a smart move by Toronto. They give up a guy in Lindberg that wasn't going to play anyways. They give up a 6th-round draft pick. The odds of a 6th-round draft pick making the NHL, I think, is like 12%. And that's making the NHL. That's not being an NHL player. I really hope that Calvin Pickard isn't as pissed off as I would be if I was him right now. And not pissed off at a team, but at myself. And on some level, while he's still getting his NHL pay, I'm pretty sure he's on a one-way contract. I don't think it's a two-way contract. I don't think he gets paid less in the American League than he would in the NHL. He has to be feeling like, what did I do wrong? How did I screw up? I was a starter for a team last year. I was the first draft pick for a brand new team. I was the first guy they picked up. What did I do wrong? And the answer I have for that is, I don't think Pickard did anything wrong. I think it was when George McPhee saw Malcolm Subban on waivers, he said, this is a guy who can be a starter. And that's what they've said since they picked him up. So Pickard became the odd man out. Look what Marc-Andre Fleury did tonight. He puts up 45 saves to drag Vegas to a win against Dallas. Marc-Andre Fleury is on a mission to prove to Pittsburgh that they gave up the wrong goalie. Nobody thinks Matt Murray would have been the guy to go. Nobody thinks that would have been a smart move. But in Marc-Andre Fleury's eyes, he's one of the best goalies of this generation, and he's going to make his former employer realize that they messed up when they got rid of him. And it's what most players do. When they get abandoned like this, whether it's just business, it's just part of the game, or there's nothing else they could do, it doesn't matter. On some level, you say, all right, I get it. I'm okay with them letting me go, but man, I'm going to make them wish they hadn't got rid of me. So we'll see where it goes from here. Pickard, I really feel for the guy. He wouldn't have had fans design a mask for him if he didn't think he was going to be in Vegas. He wouldn't have been on their Twitter answering questions over the summer if he didn't think he was going to be in Vegas. He wouldn't have been doing all these public appearances if he didn't think he was going to be a Golden Knight. So to be a Toronto Marley right now has to be disheartening. You guys can let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And for anybody who's wondering, well, who do you think won the trade? I'm wearing Leafs gear. I think the Leafs won the trade. You can let me know what you guys think in this comment section below. But remember, Vegas made this trade because they got Subban. So Vegas wasn't looking to win a trade. They were looking to unload a guy. And they found a team willing to take him in Toronto. Good move all around. Now something happens to Anderson. If Anderson gets hurt, McElhinney and Pickard are the goaltenders. Not as good as Anderson, but they won't have to worry about falling out of the playoffs if it's a short injury. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.